Hey, this is another great video by Ricky Cichlids. Today we're looking at the D2 African Cichlid Peacock. Now the D2 has double dorsal fins. It's a pretty cool trait. We're looking to see if it transfers over to its young. A lot of people wanted to know if it was an abnormality or it was something that actually could transfer through genetics. So that's what this video is about. We're checking that out. Stay tuned. So whether you think this fish is just a really cool looking fish or not, some of you may even be haters of this fish. But you do have some interest in wanting to know if that genetic trait is going to transfer over to its young. Now in the past I had a different fish in here, this aquarium, and with the females that the D2's in. So I had to wait a while because a lot of them were holding, and so I had to wait till those were spit out before I realized how many of the fish actually had bred with D2. I didn't want to collect fish that had been previously bred with another fish. So I waited a long time and I've got distracted with different projects. I'm back to the D2 project. Now what we have in the D2 aquarium, you can see him swimming around back here. He's a little blurry back there, but we'll get a little better view of him in just a minute. I have about 12 females with him. And this allows the aggression during the breeding process to be spread out between all the fish. You want the aggression not to be centered on one fish because there can be involved some fin nipping. You can actually lose some of your females. And it's very important if you have some really full-size mature females not to let them get beat up or killed off. Actually, you can actually have your fish killed off. So a lot of these females here were used in the process of making icebreaker, the original mothers of icebreaker. And there's a few in here that's got a little bit of a sunset peacock in it as well. So even though that these are not related to D2, we're looking to see if the genetic material, the genetic trait, will transfer from D2 to its young. And today is the day we're looking at that. So here's D2. He's looking great. He's got the double dorsal fin. Let him swim around and you'll be able to see some better characteristics of him. It is not where it's been nipped. I've had the original video of him back in January, so it is a genetic trait that he has. But whether it transfers to his young, we're yet to see. You see all the females in there with them. That keeps the aggression down and allows the ones who have just had their fry to build up and eat and build back their energy and fat supplies that they need to breed more. The broods that I can have from these big older females can range from 60 to 75 brood at one time. That is really exceptional because some people are getting broods from smaller females and only get like 20 to 25. So I can get a huge amount of number from one fish. Now what I've done here is I've taken one of the larger females from here. It might could be the one that was in the center of the aquarium there. And I stripped her today, and she had about 60 to 75. And what was interesting is probably 2/3 of the fish, the babies, the fry, had what you consider the dragon blood trait. They're the dragon blood colors. You can already see them as fry, that they're going to be dragon blood. And there's also about 1/3 that's going to be the other trait, which could be a sunset trait, could be an icebreaker trait. It's going to be a mixture of this guy, the D2, and them. But it can be just completely either the sunset trait or the icebreaker trait. So we'll get a little view of those and talk more about that. Now before we go to the fry that we collected today, I want you to notice that there is 2 caves in here. This keeps the aggression down for the breeding for D2 as well as for any African cichlid peacocks that you may be breeding. It does very well to have caves in there so that the male can stay in one spot, or if there is a chase female, they have a place to go. I see it as a very important step to do if you're starting to breed your fish. Now normally when you were thinking about breeding a fish, a lot of people would have culled D2 because he's abnormal. Luckily I grew it up to see what it would look like before I decided whether I wanted to cull him or not, and I decided not to. So in this instance, all the fry that I've gotten from the breeding of D2 with these females, which is only one female I've collected from, I'm actually going to only be culling the ones that look normal. I'm limited to space, and so the ones I'm actually going to be raising up are the ones that look like D2. So it'll be easy to see. Since there's a dorsal fin that you'll be able to see, a lot of times in the past I had to look at coloration, and coloration can take 6 months to color up when you're looking for specific traits in a peacock. As far as the dorsal fin, I can actually see some differences in a few of them, which I may not be able to focus on that particular one, but I can see a difference already in the dorsal fin of some of these fry. So within a few weeks I'll be able to see the normal ones versus the ones that look like D2, and I'll be culling those. They would have been eaten in this aquarium anyways when they were released, so normally I don't cull my fry, actually be involved in it. They actually eat their own fry that's extra that I don't collect. But in this case I'll be culling the ones that look normal. So let's take it to look at some of the fry and the fry raising aquarium. Alright, before we move over to the fry, I want to get a little bit of a closer up look at the D2 so you can get an accurate representation of what he looks like. Now when he puts up both fins is when it's very visible. Let me get to the side. Sometimes he's got to be flashing the females for it to go up and be more visible, but it's very impressive when he does do it. He's got great coloration as a dragon blood peacock on his own. Let's see if we can get the double dorsal fin to be up a little bit. Let me get it focused. There we go. Get a better view of him. Great coloration. And you see how it's divided in the middle there. He's an outstanding fish. I think there'll be a little bit of variation, and if this trait carries over, the division of the dorsal fin could potentially happen in different spots. We'll have to see. So stay tuned for more updates. Now let's go to the fry and look at them. If you look around the plants there, hopefully I'm in focus. It's hard to focus on baby fry. There's a lot of dragon blood fry, and there's 60 to 70 in this tank. It's only a 20-gallon aquarium, but like I say, within 2 weeks I'll be able to say which ones I'm going to be able to keep that are looking like D2, and which ones are normal that I don't need extra of. So I'll be doing that, and what I will be able to do is just look at the dorsal fin, and that develops quite early instead of coloration, so I'll be able to tell which ones have the trait on the dorsal fin very quickly. Now if you look over there on the rock, there's one that is not a dragon blood type, could be an icebreaker type. I will also be keeping those. Any that have a double dorsal fin, I will be keeping those. So what I'm going to try to do here is get as many as possible that look like the D2. Now they've kind of gotten scared, but there is 60 to 70 in here. It's very easy to make these little fry a little bit unnerved when you're bouncing around their aquarium with a camera, especially the same day they were released from their mother. But there you can see some that are hiding in different spots. They're spread out throughout the aquarium. So normally people cull the defective ones and then keep the ones that look good. Here I'm going to be actually what I consider the double dorsal fin trait, keeping those and getting rid of the normal ones. Now the double dorsal fin is pretty something I think is exciting to have and want to keep. So eventually I'll have an aquarium of all males of D2 looking peacocks. Now tell me what you think about that, about this video. Give me some comments, some questions. I've kind of waited too long to do the update on this video. A lot of people were asking me to do this months ago. So I'm very happy that you all have been patient with me, those who have stayed with me to know about this particular fish and the breeding aspect. My channel is on breeding fish, and selective breeding is something that people should learn more about. Regardless if they like this trait of this fish or not, you can learn from what I'm doing here. So if you liked this video or thought it interesting, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to Ricky Kennerly Cichlids.